Just a few quick notes here. So, one, we got a new mic. So, as you can notice, this audio that I'm recording right now will sound much better than the actual podcast you're about to listen to because it was recorded the old school method of just using a laptop and its regular mic. But from now on, we'll actually have a mic that we can use to record, so you'll have a little bit better audio to listen to. In this podcast, we end up talking about the DNC and trying to predict what happens. Obviously, we now know what happened, so it's a little interesting to see what we predicted and what actually happened. Of course, we predicted wrong, and we wish Bernie would have done what we wanted to happen, but, high hopes. We also get into a little bit about school lunches, and we begin to realize why diabetes is probably so rampant in kids today. So anyways, here it is, episode number 27. Enjoy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby.
Alright, so this is, of course, episode 27. So, the DNC is tonight, and we're trying to figure out what Bernie Sanders might say tonight.
Yeah.
I think he might just go with the defeat Trump card. Like, that's all he's going to talk about is we need to defeat Trump. But how can he ignore the email scandal now?
Yeah, I mean...
Unless he's in their plan all along, like he know about it all along.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he knew all along that they were...
Is that the
totally,
email thing?
Not the emails, but he
Like
knew
the
all along that they were
DNC
trying to
rig.
screw him over.
Oh, yeah.
But, like,
Definitely
how,
that.
now that he has definitive proof, can he actually...
Like, he has to bring it up, you'd think.
We'll see.
Somebody has to. Well, it's tonight. It will be really interesting.
Okay, say if he said something about not voting for Hillary along the line, would the Democratic Party let him run
That
next
would
time?
totally tank,
Yeah.
the Hillary campaign.
So I didn't
Like, what if
actually...
he did? What if he came out and said, you should not nominate this person, you should vote for me, not Hillary? Like...
Has that
like-
happened before where, like, a...
No. I do not
candidates
believe that.
come to the DNC,
Hey, it's a shit
an
show.
underdog,
But-
and
well, like,
try to
but-
fight for the delegates?
They're supposed to be, you're not supposed to know who was going to be, like 50
Not
years
supposed
back.
to.
Right? So,
Yeah.
but
Like,
now that
they're
they
naming
pretty
it
much...
now.
Well, now with the delegates all bound, you just count up the numbers. But before there were a lot different rules, and the delegates were more free to vote for whoever they were, and the people were voting for their representative.
So it is possible he could take the DNC, DNC if they randomly change votes.
I don't think that. I think they're now bound. They have to vote for
Like,
Hillary.
legally bound?
Yes. But, I mean, Hillary could drop out, or Hillary could say...
They could ask her not to run or something?
Yeah, I mean, if he goes, don't vote for Hillary, there's no way in hell Hillary could win without Bernie supporters, right? I mean...
It's possible.
No, I don't think so. You don't think... So, how many... She won some states only like 50%, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, a lot of the
consider
red
the-
states, too.
Do you
barely
consider
won.
the votes that didn't get counted?
Yeah, but but that only helps my case, because if everyone that basically voted for Bernie in those
States?
those states
Mhm.
don't vote for Hillary, there's no way she'd win.
It would be hard to
years.
get 100% of his supporters not
Even
to vote
if you
for
did
him,
like
but it would
50%
be, as I say,
of
it
that
would be
50%,
50 or so.
you're just
Yeah.
completely wiping her out.
Give it to
She has
Trump.
no chance. No, I think his play is to say, don't vote for Hillary. Then the
Then
DNC
they have to
has
elect him.
no... They can't back Hillary, can they? Because she's just going to lose.
Then what they gonna do?
I don't think they'd give it to Bernie. I think they would, give it to Martin O'Malley or
And do you
Tim
think how
Kaine.
pissed the Democratic
That would-
Party would
And
be?
they'd
Yeah.
probably still lose. I think the only chance they
They
have
would
is Bernie.
lose. I think they would lose it even harder that way if they randomly chose. Okay, now we're just going to choose
No,
Martin
I think-
O'Malley now.
maybe some people
Like
would
the
be
Bernie
like, okay.
supporters would be pissed still, and then now the
Okay.
Hillary supporters are pissed. So now you got 50%
What about
of two
this?
different groups.
So rather than somebody like that, to establishment, like Elizabeth Warren, or
Mhm.
somebody that Bernie
Somewhat
supporters,
supported
yeah,
already.
I think are going to really lean towards Elizabeth Warren. Like, I think they
Yeah.
could vote for her.
I don't know. It just seems like that would cause
I mean,
the
what's
Democratic
her
Party
policy?
more
Like,
problems.
That-
she's not
so-
well known.
Well,
to
no,
people.
she's well known, but the problem with that is everybody that Bernie would vote for, like Elizabeth Warren, is very anti-Wall Street. She's basically the anti-Wall Street
Well,
Democrat.
that defeats the purpose for the establishment, right?
Yeah,
I mean, then they will probably won't choose her. Or unless
But they're
they cut
gonna
some sort
lose.
of a deal.
So- so it's the people that could beat Trump, they don't actually want.
They don't want Bernie because he's against them.
They're
So,
stuck between a rock and a hard place.
which is, like I said before, which is why I think they're doing Hillary Clinton. Because if the options seem like you're
Yeah.
gonna get shat on either way, let's go with the one we actually like.
I still think Bernie should just try to force it.
That'd be awesome.
He should say, do not vote for Hillary, and just
But he already did that support video
Maybe.
or whatever it was.
maybe they would.
Did you actually watch that? I never watched
No.
his actual endorsement. I just saw.
No.
Saw all
I
of
just
it.
always read articles anymore
Yeah.
about it. It's just a lot more high bandwidth than actually watching the damn thing.
Oh, I should have watched it.
I mean, it's depressing.
But if he's not going to endorse her, you think the DNC actually would pick him? Like, do you actually think they would do it?
Quick note on that question. I may have been completely stoned and wasn't following the entire conversation completely. Back to the podcast.
Yeah. No, I know we just talked about it. We just went through this exact scenario. I think that they don't want to. They would probably pick a standard one.
I
But
don't
then,
know.
like, yeah, would they still just lose anyways? In which case, they have to pick one that will win. But they don't want them to win, but they don't want Trump to win either. So, it's...
I haven't
There's-
even heard of these vice presidents they both picked.
I've
never heard of either
I
of
think
these
Democrat of Virginia. He's the governor of Virginia.
But have you
And
heard
then-
about them before this at all?
What did he
I
do?
never
just
heard of
because
them.
I knew they were going to be picked for VP. Like,
Oh, you're
months
reading
ago.
about
Everyone
stuff
always-
about that?
Yeah,
I
it was
know that.
like the favored picks months ago. Well, Newt Gingrich was Trump's, but he was always
Well, Newt Gingrich, really?
too outlandish. Like,
I would say he didn't pick Newt Gingrich. That's who they thought he was going to pick.
yeah, that was actually he had higher odds for some time, but he was always
No,
It's
no.
too
he-
outrageous.
he-
No
he
one's gonna
can't
pick
get
him.
stuff together.
One of the things is he has like 3 wives, as did Trump. I think he cheated on one.
I mean,
It's a
Really?
public
I mean,
affair.
you need
Yeah.
some sort of balance between
Yeah.
Trump and
So-
you can't take a
go with the
another
more
Tory guy.
conservative guy.
Yeah, so Pence, then Tim Kaine.
Well, I think he did
I haven't
a
heard
good
Tim
pick,
Kaine
right?
either.
The Trump's VP.
Gosh.
It's safe bet.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And
if
that person
Kasich
probably
isn't
won't
gonna say
against
yes,
him.
then yeah,
Yeah.
Pence, somebody that
Kasich was actually someone he was thinking about?
supposedly he asked, and
Really?
Kasich said no.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Supposedly they asked.
He said no.
Yeah, he didn't want
Wow.
to. And then Tim Kaine. I don't know a whole lot other than he's a governor of Virginia. Or no, he's a senator. And then Pence is the
I don't know. I've never heard of these people until.
governor. So a part of the reason they pick Kaine is because there's a governor in Virginia, then the governor just appoints a new senator in his place, and it would be another Democrat, obviously.
I'm trying to figure out how much of the vote Trump actually has, though. If he ran right now, he'd actually have 50%.
I don't think either of them have 50. I think
Oh, they're
after
probably more like
third
40.
party, and then
But
Yep.
like after this news leak, though, I expected his winning chance got bumped up quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
But you also have to factor out, like, how many people are just not going to vote?
Yeah.
So yeah, he wins 50%, maybe not really, but maybe that of the people that vote. But there's also the block of people that aren't going to vote for anyone. Like, will the turnout this year be one of the worst turnouts in the last 20 just because no one wants to vote?
Or it will be the highest third-party turnout.
Yeah.
That will probably happen too.
Who do you think would run independently?
Bloomberg said he would not do it. There was some people speculating he would several months ago.
Uh-huh.
He'd run as an independent, and he's a billionaire, so he could finance it all.
I was gonna say, how do you do that? If say I'm 30 now, or what is it, 35 is the age you have to be?
Yeah,
35, and I want to run for president. How do you actually get on a ballot to be a presidential candidate?
I think
there has to be some kind of
you have to gather signatures from, like, different states have different things, but mostly you get signatures that say you're going to be there. You fill out a bunch of paperwork, but the Democratic National Convention, the committee, and the RNC, they already have those signatures.
So it's just
they
easier.
Have all the paperwork. They've done everything. Yeah. But, like, the Libertarians are always on 50 states.
So as a political party, you'd be the entity that can file all that, and you just pick who you want that person to be in that candidate.
The signatures, because they have so many members. They just send it out, sign this, like that. There you go.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The members have signatures.
So, yeah, you needed to pay some people to go out there, gather signatures, and do all the paperwork, fill whatever legal requirements are needed.
And so basically, as an independent, you need the money to do that.
Yeah, and it's not so much just that. You also need to put out some commercials and marketing.
Well, no, I get marketing. I mean, just to be onto the ballot, you have to pretty much pay for all those signatures and the people to go out and collect those so you can actually get on the ballot. So really, it's about money first to get on the ballot.
Or name recognition.
Yeah.
If somebody knew who you were, and maybe they'd get their
like a Donald Trump.
For you. Yeah.
Well, Bloomberg has a good shot, right?
Bloomberg's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He was like.
He has money, and he
New
has a
York.
well-known person.
He was the previous mayor of New York City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
But he decided not to run.
Was he just like really popular? Because I know the name Bloomberg, but I don't really know anything about him.
It's that, and there's a whole financial company that provide. There's a TV channel, Bloomberg.
Yep.
Watch Bloomberg, like financial news.
I know.
His big thing is Bloomberg terminals. So, like, if you're a Wall Street trader, they can have a already set up terminal that feeds data directly from, I guess, the stock exchange. I think they have some way to get that info to you faster, and it's just the one everyone on Wall Street uses.
So I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about Bloomberg.
And he does not want you to drink big sodas.
What?
No, he bans the big soda.
Yeah, he banned
like,
big gulps.
Yeah.
Big gulps specifically?
Yes. Or maybe it was
like something over 32 ounces
it might have been
or something.
And that was a big gulp.
Improve the citizens' house.
Yeah.
So
you can't drink.
When was this?
That was about like a year or so. 2 years ago.
More than that. 4 or 5 years, I think.
Okay.
I remember it.
I heard them talking about it.
Maybe it was 2 years ago.
Well, weren't they trying to ban corn syrup or something anyways? Like, at least in schools, I know they tried to ban pop. Was it Michelle Obama had some kind of health
I thought it was
thing.
I don't know if they outright banned it. Maybe they did.
In schools, I thought they did ban
Maybe
it.
they
But that
should ban
makes
it.
more sense than, like, telling a private business that they can't sell it. Like, they're providing funding to those schools. They should.
Is she trying to do that? Is she...
I mean, the government should have a say if they are going to spend the taxpayers' money on something.
Is Michelle Obama trying to campaign to get rid of something like that?
I don't think so. I'm aware of. I thought it was just kids get healthy crap.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to remember what she had. She had some kind of big campaign.
Yeah, there was something just for kids
I
to get healthy.
also remember
and eat
pizza
better.
was categorized as vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that a
very
bunch
fun.
too, but I don't remember.
To get around the regulations.
Tomato sauce.
Yeah, they just
Like, I hear that joke, and I, remember reading it way back in the day, but I kind of forgot, the whole story behind it. Was it just school, government... Was it the government that decided, it was classified as a vegetable?
Yeah, I think so.
Local government, I think.
I guess it would be the regulations passed that saying you have to have a vegetable served during school lunch.
Lunch, yeah.
Right, so...
That has to be one of the categories of food.
You're right. I'm not sure if it was local government that just said, okay, we'll just call the pizzas that we're already buying, or if it was federal government because basically they already have the contracts out to these companies that are providing these things. They don't want to change anything. Cost prohibitive. Kids probably wouldn't like it anyways, might buy less, so they go, okay, well, we'll just call it this, and the federal government goes, okay, we never really met the regulations anyways, we don't really care. It was just something to get in the newspaper for.
Yeah.
So who cares?
That's crazy.
Talking about pizza sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can say your pizza's a vegetable. Because of tomato sauce.
Yeah.
It has grain.
I don't feel like our lunches at school were unhealthy, like terribly, but they weren't never.
Are you serious?
Super
All we
either.
had was like pizza. We had a whole in like high school. We had a pizza line.
Yeah. So
You
if
could
you
always
did
get
pizza and fries, you could always do that.
Uh-huh.
But they always had an option where you could always
I
get
don't know that.
whatever they were serving the day, and that usually included a real vegetable, or like they had applesauce.
I don't remember them being that
Applesauce is vegetable.
that healthy. Our applesauce was probably just corn syrup anyway.
Wait, applesauce, isn't it supposed to be some type of dessert because it's have added sugar in it?
Yeah, that's why I just said like applesauce really isn't good for you.
Right. If you just
But it's not
eat
like they're
apples,
handing out candy
different
bars.
things. Wait, you want?
They did have the snack bar line.
You want to compare the sugar content in your applesauce and the candy bar?
Oh,
It's
no,
really
candy
close.
bar had, really?
Yeah.
I really would have thought.
No,
Candy bar
applesauce
would
is
be
really bad
there.
for you. If you think about how much sugar's in it.
If they use Granny Smith's apple, they probably add a lot.
Here's the whole
of sugar.
point. Like, if you eat one apple, you get all the fiber in the apple, and so you can
Right.
slowly
That's
digest
about
the
80
sugar.
calories, yeah.
Where you grind it down to make it an applesauce, you're eating like
Basically
how many
raw
apples, and there's no fiber to slowly digest with it.
sugar. Right.
But also, I only remember them serving chicken, like chicken nuggets, chicken fingers,
A lot of chicken.
Salisbury steak.
No.
and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's not chicken. And then,
That's the only one I.
Potato.
what was
That was just
what do they
another
call the
thing.
Fritos with
Frito flip.
Frito Fit? That was the best one.
That was good. What about any of those we named sound very healthy?
Wait, what about, broccoli, carrots?
Sometimes I'm pretty sure they had green beans on occasion.
They had green beans. I do remember green beans, but no
Lettuce.
broccoli.
Peas, maybe broccoli.
We did have a chef salad, but it was served with bread and obviously dressing. But that was probably the healthiest
Well, probably
thing they
don't
served.
use a dressing, would be a
And
lot healthier.
They were probably making good money on that. And they were like, give them real vegetables? No. Those cost money.
What were other sides that they served though? I can't really remember.
I remember they had, okay, this one's really bad. They had just a big block of peanut butter with chocolate topping. I forget what they
Oh
called it.
yeah.
It was so good. And the peanut butter was like a weird...
It's like a fudge. Peanut
Yeah,
butter fudge
like
with
a fudge.
chocolate on top of it.
Because you can always deform it. People sometimes put it on their nose, and I'm like, I don't know, because I'm just deforming it in a way. It like had
It
a
looks
rigidity
weird.
to it.
Jesus, why don't they just hand out you some spoons and here's a bucket of sugar?
I-
What's wrong with it?
It's
Go
it's
figure.
bad, but I actually liked it. It was basically a candy bar, and a
Yeah,
big
it
bar.
was. It was.
But that was like once every 2 weeks.
That was
you
like
get
your
that.
Friday meal or
Yeah.
something. But what other sides did they have besides that? I can remember applesauce.
I remember
That-
corn.
But
Yeah, corn on the cob, literally cob.
How do you guys
Sometimes.
not having diabetes? That doesn't make
No.
any sense. You just eat it according to what you described. Was
Yeah,
that
that
much
was our
sugar?
school lunch growing up. It is pretty awful thinking about what
Yeah.
they served us.
Damn.
Being back on it wasn't that good. now that I remember,
But
no.
I don't recall ever eating ice cream or any dessert in the school's cafeteria.
We had a snack line that you could pay to in our high
Yeah,
school.
you could pay extra to get that, but no, I don't think they ever served ice cream directly. But basically,
Yeah, I don't think they ever served ice cream.
Yeah, but usually, like in my country, where you go to the cafeteria, you pay for, say, like a standard set meals. You got vegetable, you got meat, you got rice, and maybe a bowl of soup. But that was it. Like if you want some candy bar, you have to go to another store and pay out of your pocket and get candy bars. But
That's how it was in our high school most of the time.
Yeah.
That was, like he said, that was like a Friday snack.
Okay.
But we also did have, wasn't it always just milk? Like chocolate
that
milk?
little weird pouch thingy.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah, chocolate
you
milk
always
was our
got chocolate
drink.
milk.
Interesting. So do you have a choice? Like you don't want chocolate milk, you can get
Chocolate or white.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what
You could pay
kid
extra
ever
for
picked white
orange
milk?
juice,
I
I
was like,
think.
Not-
Almost anyone.
not
nowadays.
usually, I don't think.
No one's
They had orange
lactose
juice, I'm
intolerant.
pretty sure, but
Just kidding.
you had to pay extra. Almost no
Oh.
one did.
Well, like thinking back, I don't remember many people ever picking white milk.
No.
It was always chocolate.
Chocolate milk and pizza. How did that ever make sense?
Yeah.
Fries. That was my meal so many times.
I once heard the theory like the cheese goes with a lot of things, but the one thing that doesn't go with was chocolate.
Yeah.
Milk, no.
And literally
Thinking back of it, like I would never drink
pizza
chocolate.
and chocolate milk together.
No, it actually sounds pretty gross.
Yeah.
But we did it for probably 12 years.
Why does it sound gross when we've done it for so long, though? Chocolate milk and pizza.
Because they
sounds
don't
gross.
belong there. You shouldn't be doing that.
Unless you're 13, it sounds awesome. Like what? Chocolate milk and pizza? Heck yeah! So that's America's great diet plan.
So I
What
see that.
What did you have? What did you say you had in your
Uh,
schools? In high school.
Yeah.
'Cause that was like our high school. I really don't remember elementary.
Right.
It's basically the same.
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
it's too different.
So like you can choose one of the meat dish. Sometimes it's like the meat pork stir fry with some vegetables. Sometimes you got chicken legs. I remember that's quite often.
Mhm.
And some pork chops that's deep fried. So
Mhm.
there's that one part. And then so there are usually different options, right? So the most
Yeah.
expensive was the 2 meat and 2 vegetables. And there's
meat, 2
1 meat, 2 vegetables. 2 meat, 1 vegetables. And the vegetables are usually some like cabbage, stir fries, and
Yeah, we definitely didn't have anything like that.
I remember back then I got a lot of portions of vegetable because meat was expensive. So you get lots of vegetables because that's cheap,
Yeah.
right? So that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Cheap to get the vegetables in America. It's like more expensive.
Well,
to get
yeah,
the
they just
vegetables.
give you some sort of carb. Just a
Yeah.
shitload of carbs.
Yeah.
Some sort.
Because salad is actually it cannot be kept very well, right?
Yeah.
After you
Yeah.
put it together, you cannot actually eat it. But if you cook them, like saute them, then potentially they can be put for like a couple hours to eat rather than.
That's probably why we ate most of those kind of meals, though, because they can be kept on the shelf for a long time and they're
Right.
cheaper. So they didn't have to worry about spoilage.
Talk about chicken nuggets.
Pizza rolls. We had wasn't there some kind of pizza rolls as well?
I don't remember. Oh yeah.
And like
there
the
was.
pizza
there
line, there
was.
was some kind of pizza. We had pizza bagels.
Yeah, that wasn't a common one.
No, it was like your
Soft tacos or hard tacos. That was a common one.
Yeah, I forgot about taco. Taco day was the best. Taco
I
day
was
and
like
Frito Flip.
Flip. Those were the good ones.
Huh?
Tacos and Frito Flip. Those were the good days.
What's fruit? Oh, that one that you.
Frito Flip is like Fritos with chili on top of it, basically, sort of.
Good
Chili.
stuff.
Interesting.
Chicken levels were alright. Just little chicken sandwiches.
What was it?
Little chicken sandwiches. You don't
I
remember
don't
those?
remember.
You got 2 of them. And they were basically
They're
just
that
slightly
small?
larger chicken nuggets. And that was
I don't
Oh, I
remember
call
those
them
at all.
Jumbo chicken nuggets.
That's probably what they were.
And
They
were
were
chicken
just
nuggets.
dressing them up. I don't remember those.
I don't remember too many other ones.
Only those ones we ate more often.
Do you think after you going to a college, your cafeteria has got better? Has gone better?
In college?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
compared
you have to
high
actually pay for that.
school. Okay.
Like there, the most a meal would run was like, it was always $1.80. paid $1.80. That's the fool's cost of one meal.
In
That's
high
pretty
school, is $1.80?
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's subsidized.
It was like $1.80,
Yeah.
$2.
And if you didn't have much money, they would have reduced or free
Yeah, I was about to
lunches.
say they had an even more
You'd have
reduced
either
lunch.
be 40 cents or it could be perfectly free, but your parents had to fill out a form and show how much income they made for the number of children they had,
Makes sense.
and then they would either reduce it or 100% free.
Yeah, I remember the levels were like free 45 cents or something like that, and then like $1.80 or $2.
Yeah, I think maybe pizza you actually paid $2 or you paid $1.80, something like that.
Does any of your classmates actually bring packed lunch to school?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
But once you got into college, just normal goddamn prices. Pay for what you want.
I'd say
Oh yeah.
the Packers were probably parents with richer families that could afford to just send them off with whatever and didn't have to fill out a form. Or maybe they couldn't afford it at all. So just whatever they had.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Packers were rare. People at Packer lunch.
Yeah.
Was,
I would say 1 out of every 5 to 1 out of every 10.
I was about to say more like 1 out of 10.
I don't recall getting any subsidized meal. It's always the same price if you go eat outside.
You were a communist country. They're all subsidized.
Yeah.
There's no market there.
Everything's subsidized.
Back in the day.
That's so different though from our system.
Yeah.
Just getting 2 meat, 2 veggies. You said it was 2 meat, 2 veggies.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the same with all the other Asian countries.
Then again, also our lunches weren't necessarily what everybody in America would have too, because
I think
we even met the lunch guy or whatever his name was. What would be his position? He was in charge of like the district of schools, because we talked to him one time. We're like, hey man, what's up with all the chicken in our food? And he actually sat down and talked to us for a little bit.
Well, why chicken?
Yeah, he just was talking about like chicken is the cheapest thing available and it's the best.
The most miserable chicken that ever.
I remember actually talking to the guy because we were like just joking around, like, why is it always chicken? And he actually sat down and talked to us.
Huh. I'm pretty sure there's like a.
So I think he ran a
government
certain
agency,
amount. Yeah, but
not agent, like outside contractors that fulfill
that's
the
what
regulations are, and there are probably 4 or 5 big ones that supply the country.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it was interesting.
So a lot of them probably had the same shit we had.
Yeah, well, people I worked at Papa John's, we talked about school lunches one. I don't know how we both got on the same subject, but we had just recently been talking about it, and because we were talking about what we normally had, and people were like, you guys had a pizza line? Like, you could just get pizza? I was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they didn't?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people didn't have that. And there was a couple other people that were talking about, they had like 3 different lines, and each line was some kind of different food. So I didn't realize, I thought it was a nationwide.
Well, I mean, the supplies would probably be the same. Maybe they do different things.
Or state. Different states might have been different too.
Yeah, I'm sure different states, different regions, but I bet there aren't that many providers.
Yeah,
So,
you're probably right. It's probably a top.
So for the private school, you guys just talking about public school, right? So for the private school, like there's, like you have to pay normal price for food, or it's already covered in tuition.
It depends on the private school. Private schools do whatever they want.
Well, I guess so. So
because like if they lived on campus, they
regulations?
probably do something.
Yeah,
live on campus.
Now, if the government found you were feeding them crackers or something, they might step in. But for the most part, yeah, you're free to do whatever they want.
There's probably a lot of like regulations though. With that.
I don't think they can really regulate them too much.
Being a private school?
No wonder like people want to send their kids to private school.
Whatever they want.
You can't put.
As long as they're not abusing them, what can they do about it?
Well, I mean, just like with a private. No, I'm just saying there's a lot of regulations they have to follow. Like if I set up a kindergarten or something, it's a lot of regulations and red tape to go through.
But I bet for providing food, it's probably just basically a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is. All right, that's good.
I wanna